So I've bought some fragrances. There are 2 fragrances in here that are new to my collection and 2 that are back in my collection. 2 from Guerlain, 1 from Frederic Malle, 1 from Hermes. Stay tuned to find out what I've bought in this fragrance haul. Hey, how's it going YouTube? Raj here. I hope all of you are well. As you can see, I'm just changing things up a little bit. I am standing up in this video, just trying out something new. Let me know what you think. I've got some amazing fragrances here, so let's just crack on with the first one. So the first fragrance to talk about is from the brand Hermes. I've recently reviewed this as part of my old school fragrances series. Some of you may have already guessed. This one is Equipage. I'm really glad to have this in my collection for the first time. I did actually used to have Equipage Geranium. This is the very beautiful bottle. And I think it's just so classily done. You know, you've got the little sort of watercolor image at the back of the bottle with a man in a riding jacket, a red riding jacket and a top hat mounting his horse. It's a really excellent scent. Based on the sample that I used to review, and comparing that with this, I still think they smell the same to me. So this is soapy, a little bit tobacco-y, herbal, aromatic, very green. It's a very, very classy men's fragrance, and Hermes do really sort of classy, well put together fragrances very, very well. Obviously you've got the orange box here, the color of Hermes. Great addition to my collection. And I think I'm going to have to get some new Hermes fragrances for the first time in my collection at some point in the future. The next fragrance to mention is from Frederic Malle, created by Dominique Ropion. I believe this was my first fragrance that I owned from the brand, so very happy to have it back in the collection. This one is Geranium pour Monsieur. Malle keeps his packaging fairly simple. Geranium pour Monsieur, Dominique Ropion on the front of the box, and just the name of the brand at the bottom. Then you've got a picture of the perfumer, a description about him, and a description about the fragrance. This is the box. Fairly simple, nothing really fancy going on here. It just comes out and the box sits inside. Again, really, really straightforward, and that follows through to the design of the bottle. The classic colors, the red and the white and the black. There's the front of the bottle, or the top of the cap I should say. And yeah, really happy to have this one back in my collection. This fragrance was based on a mouthwash, actually, of all things, called Eau de Bottle. And Malle wanted to take out some of the kind of notes or the accords that he found in that mouthwash and bring it to life in a fragrance, one that's going to smell more gentlemanly, uplifting, very refreshing, and he's done that really, really well. This is more than just a mint-based fragrance. I get a little bit of clove in here as well, making it a bit spicy. It's a bit sort of flowery coming from the geranium, that sort of greenness as well. I also feel like there's some very clean white musks in here. It's very much it feels almost sporty. I know that might not be the best description, but it has that sort of zestiness, that zinginess. You know, almost the sense of somebody who they've gone to their private members tennis club or some sort of club like that. They've played a game of tennis. They are then in the lounge or the bar afterwards, and this is the scent that they've applied onto their skin after freshening up after a game of tennis. Something along those lines. It's time to move on to the house of Guerlain, and the Aqua Allegoria line is a line that I haven't really explored too much from Guerlain. I did used to own Limon Verde, and now I have Herba Fresca. So this is the first time owning this fragrance. I have had a couple of samples of this one. I'm actually going to be talking about the Aqua Allegoria line sometime in the near future. And this one is Herba Fresca, which means fresh herbs. This is the box. It's a nice box. I actually really like the colors, how they pop out, and the kind of the green band that goes across here. It creates a nice shiny effect. I think it's really good packaging. On the back it says Aqua Allegoria, an ode to nature created by Guerlain. In the morning, walking barefoot in freshly cut grass, sparkling with dew. Herba Fresca, the spirit of a freshly cut grass with a note of green tea. The bottle here is also really, really nice. I like the details of the this kind of metallic gold cage that goes around the bottle. Nicely done. It kind of stands out in my collection, I would say. You've got the Guerlain B just at the top. I'm not sure if you can just about make it out. Probably just about there. And yeah, Guerlain Herba Fresca for me is a minty, deep, lush green scent, almost slightly smoky. Like there's a smoky, freshly cut grass kind of accord that runs through this fragrance. Good performance on my skin, no problems there. It's going to be something that will be so perfect for spring and summer. But you know what? I mean, this is one of those that I feel like you could wear this all year round. Very, very well put together. There's a simplicity with the Aqua Allegoria line. The notes are allowed to shine because the fragrances tend to be pared back, and not only are they allowed to shine, but you know, you can really feel the sort of freshness come through on your skin. It can be a very, very much an uplifting experience wearing fragrances from the Aqua Allegoria line. Next is a fragrance from Guerlain that I used to own from their La à la Matière collection. This one is called Cuir Beluga. I ordered this one directly from the Guerlain website. Normally I don't do that. In fact, I really can't. I think this actually might be the first time I've ordered directly from the brand's website. And it was a great experience. I've got to say, as far as like online shopping goes, when it comes to fragrances, this is probably up there with some of the best, I think, probably. So it came in this really huge box. As you can see, it's pretty massive. And yeah, it's got Guerlain, Paris, 1828 and the B on the front. And this nice sort of gold elastic thing that pops off. The fragrance came really nicely packaged inside this thick white paper, again with the Guerlain sticker. Inside there was a very thick envelope which just has your like documents and all that kind of stuff, and also you get a chance to, before making the purchase, select some samples. So they come in this very nice silky feeling, it's probably a cotton bag. A couple of the samples I selected, or maybe I selected all of them, I'm not 100% sure. One of them, again, Aqua Allegoria. I actually already have a sample of Mandarin Basilic. And there's also the new Patchouli Ardent. And the fragrance that I'm familiar with, this one is Santal Royal. So I'll be doing a first impressions of this new patchouli. This is part of their Les Absolus d'Orient collection, so stay tuned for that one. So, to the fragrance, it sits inside this purple faux leather box, which is a really nice box. You can see here like a sun emblem. I'm not sure if the light is you might be able to just about make it out there. Very, very nicely done here, and the fragrance sits inside like so. Very snugly sits inside here, no problems with it falling out, hopefully. Okay, so onto the bottle. This is a really, really nicely done bottle. I like the gold plates down the side. You've got the purple lid. Guerlain in the past, they were messing around with the bulb atomizer and the lid and the cap, but now they've just finally just created a good sort of sprayer. Works really, really nicely. You've got the Guerlain there at the bottom of the bottle, and it just says Cuir Beluga down the side. It's very nice. This is such a brilliant fragrance. It really, really is. I believe that I gave this one a pretty high rating. I'll need to check back at what my rating was, but I think it must have been like a 9 or 9.5. Really, really wonderful. I might just do a quick spray actually, just to remind me. Good sprays on these ones. Yeah, it's that sweet, smoky accord that I really, really love in fragrances. A soft, powdery, slightly leathery, sweet vanilla, boozy. very woody. This is actually quite excellent. For me, these fragrances are certainly on the more costly side, and I try not to spend huge amounts of money on fragrances nowadays. But the La Matière line is one that I allow myself to spend a little bit more than I normally would. This fragrance was £185 for a 75 ml. So I just wanted to mention that simply because this is on the pricier side, so it's worth considering that. But for me, I think worth it, and I'm really, really happy to have this one back in my collection. I used to own a partially used bottle of this one. So yeah, that's really cool. And I don't know if anyone's noticed, but I feel like the bottles now are more thinner or lesser width compared to the older style ones. But yeah, very, very happy. Let me know, guys, which fragrances that you have picked up recently. Have you tried any of these? I'd love to hear from you. Thank you for your continued support. I'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye.